This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, welcome, Lowco sports fans, to another edition of the Lowco Sports Lowdown. I am Justin Jarrett, joined as always by Wes Kerr, and we already have some amazing guests waiting in the green room that have me smiling. Just talking with them earlier before the show just has me feeling really good about tonight's show and I was already feeling really good today because we had an amazing day yesterday, Wes. We took on a monumental challenge. We tried to modify banana ball to fit 10U, 11U, and 13U youth baseball. And I have to say, we did a heck of a job. Like, you were emceeing the 10U field from up above. You had two of the most manic, amazing, intense. It was NASCAR on clay. We had the relay race showdown twice, where you had to put four guys out there from each team and race around the bases. And man, it was the most intense environment. We came up with that when we were trying to figure out how to end the game in a timely manner if we got into that showdown, because it can go on and on.
Right.
So we came up with the relay race because you got to have a winner, right? So man, I did not think it would come to play, but it came in twice. It was amazing. We were playing with actual banana balls, the actual yellow balls that Jarrett got us 4 dozen of those things so we could use them. They just put them out for sale now, so people can buy them now. But I didn't even realize that. So I was telling the kids, like, there's only a handful of people in the world who have played with these things. Like, this is a pretty cool thing that you got to do. And the kids had a blast. Everybody left with a smile on their face. And the best part was that we were raising money for a local family in need, and with the Heberers, and we're going to have Tommy and Cal Heberer, the star of the day, joining us in just a minute. But it was so much fun, and I appreciate your help, Wes. We were going to have Kevin Libby there. It would have been even better because our third MC, I had Coach JJ was MCing on one field now, and we had Wes on another, and we were going to have Kevin Libby dressed as Kenny Powers. And he fell ill Saturday night and texted me Sunday morning and said, man, I can't, I'm sick. But he was going to be Kenny Powers, and that would have really set the thing off. So you got to catch the next one, because we'll definitely get Libby out there in the Kenny Powers costume. But, man, it was fun. It was so much fun. I've never seen so many people just having a good time with, we were playing baseball, but there was nothing at stake, even though we were playing our rivals, because we were just there to have fun and celebrate, our community and a family. So it was super cool. But on the business side of things, you got a couple headlines to pass along before we talk with the Heberers?
Yeah. We are approaching the postseason, time frame, because we are getting down into it. We got volleyball playoffs up this week. We just had a couple big news coming from over in May River with their matchup coming up on Thursday against Lugoff Elgin, and then how about the girls golf team taking the lower state crown? They shoot a 313. The May River High Shark girls 11-shot victory over North Myrtle Beach. Hilton Head third at 346. So and then Claire Green, the medalist for May River, with a 71. She continues to play some outstanding golf as the Sharks look to be primed. So I think if you win the lower state, you got a great shot, because normally you see most of the better teams in the state at the lower state, but there's always a couple.
But Pickens is the one, though. Pickens is the outlier, so that'll be interesting because they're playing at home at Saluda Valley. So I think that's the showdown, really, May River against Pickens. But Claire Bear's on a heater, man. She's won everything lately. We'll have to see. Claire Bear, have your people call my people. Let's get you on Thursday. We'll have to talk to you about that before you ship off for state. But no, that was an impressive performance from her again. She's been on a roll. And then swimming, we'll talk a little bit later about swimming, because we're still chasing down some results. 4A hadn't posted yet. I know Jackson Volkel from Hilton Head had a third place in the 50 free, but we're still chasing down some of that. But no, let's talk some more banana ball with the Heberer boys, because we got Cal, the man, staying up late on a school night. So it was his first Monday back at school. So we gotta get him to bed pretty soon, so he's not dragging tomorrow. But let's get him in here, Tommy and Cal. Let me unmute you. There we go. Cal, what is up, dude? You're still smiling. You were smiling all day yesterday. It was the most beautiful thing to see you. Every time I saw you, you ran up, gave me a high five, and I asked if you were having a good time, and you said, yeah. And then you went right back to it. So tell me how much fun you had yesterday out at the ballpark, and what was your favorite part?
So much fun, and my favorite part was just seeing all the teams there and watching them all play.
Now you threw out a strike on the
Yes.
first pitch. Did you practice? Did you get good and warmed up? Were you ready for it, or was that just natural ability there?
I don't really know. I just threw the ball.
Did you warm up beforehand or no?
No.
No, just went
No,
out.
that was you came out cold.
That was perfect.
It was
That was
a dot.
beautiful strike.
That's what my son
Yeah.
Truman said. It was a dot. That's a good thing.
Yes. Gal, just to describe the experience of going out there, throwing the first pitch, and putting on an excellent display for these players, and just being a part of something really special. Just describe how it felt out there through that first pitch.
It was really exciting.
Awesome.
Anything to add to that? It was really exciting. It was probably kind of scary though, right? Was it a little bit scary?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Not too bad. Well, what do you think about banana ball? Do you think you would like to play that? It was pretty crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand the rules that well.
It's a lot different than baseball. The main game is very similar, but there are a lot of different twists and rules that we got to see up in person, and especially those sprints where instead of ball four, it's a walk, it's a sprint, and you normally in banana ball in the professional adult version of the game, you have to throw to every defensive player, but we modified it for the younger kids. You just had to throw the infielders, but we saw some good strategies that were in play that some teams picked up on.
And you saw them get better as the day went on. They started to figure it out. That was what was cool. The kids started to adapt and see what was going on, and that was really neat. The 13U, we made them all touch it. It was wild, but the 13U kids had a solid enough strategy and were clean enough with it that you usually didn't give up more than 2 bases. So younger kids, they would throw it away sometimes and it would be a triple or a home run. But it was wild. It was absolutely wild. Were you in the dugout for those 2 relay races, Cal? Because you were hanging out in the dugout some with the 10U team because you're going to play with them when you get back on the field. But were you in there for the relay races?
Yeah.
Was it crazy in there? Tell me what the atmosphere was in the dugout. Was it just crazy screaming and yelling?
Yeah.
Pretty much. What did it sound like?
That was insane. I got to commentate on both of those, and it's neck and neck each time, right until the very end. And one of the teams, the Crusaders, they faced off against the Waves both times. So the same teams went up against. And I thought the Waves had that last time, and then that fourth guy just went bonkers.
That fourth guy for the Crusaders was crazy fast. We watched it back a couple of times, and Truman and I marveled at how fast that kid was for a 10-year-old. Holy cow, he was flying. And he took great routes around the bases, too. He really took great angles. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Did you like the Vandals uniforms, Cal? They had the cutoff sleeves, and the one kid had the Hawaiian lei on the 11U. Did you see them?
I did see that. What it reminded me of was the Vanderbilt uniforms.
Oh,
yeah, they did. They even had a flag that I think maybe was a Vanderbilt flag. I did like their uniforms. They were pretty cool. But they cut the sleeves off of them. That was pretty funny. They look like the Bad News Bears out there. Did you get some good food to eat? What was your favorite thing you ate out there?
Everything.
Everything? Did you get an All Joy donut?
Yeah.
I bet you did. I bet they saved one just for you. And did you get I think we got banana balls that were signed for you. I don't know if you got them yet. But
I got 3 signed, 1 regular.
Very cool.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I know you told me that today you got to meet your Spanish teacher for the first time because it was your first Monday back at school. Tell us a little bit about how scary it was when you got sick, and then how much better you're feeling now, and how excited you are to be back at school and getting back to playing sports.
It was really scary at first, like when I found out that I had a brain tumor, and like when I was in the hospital. But now I'm feeling a lot better.
Obviously,
How cool is
feeling
it?
great.
How cool is it to see everyone come out and support you and support those efforts by fundraising and just being out here to support your cause and enjoying some baseball. But of course, it's all about you and about those efforts to help you.
Probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I agree. Pops, I'll let you comment on that a little bit too, because you had the permagrin too, and we've known each other for a good while, and we've been a part of this interwoven sports community that is so much smaller than people realize. And we coached wrestling together with the little guys when Cal was tiny, and I've covered you guys in lacrosse, and you've been involved coaching wrestling, and you're just hands in everything like I am. So we see each other a lot, but just talk a little bit about how cool it is that we live in a community where, people step up to the plate and do things like this. And obviously many things had happened before this. We're not trying to act like we're saving the world here. We had meal trains and GoFundMe's and all that stuff for weeks before this, but it was really a cool event. And I would expect that it was kind of a catharsis for you just to get out there and be out there among so many friends and so many supporters.
Oh, absolutely. It's something, my wife and I talked about last night when we got home from it and everything, that we're just really blown away by the entire community here in the Lowco. I mean, families from Savannah, families from Bluffton, from Hilton Head, from Beaufort. I mean, the amount of support that we've gotten, literally, you can't even put into words what it means to you as a parent, what it means to you as a family. And I mean, yesterday, like you said, it was kind of like a culmination of all of that, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to, Heidi Van Esselstyn and Krista Dyer, because they've been like just absolute rocks for my wife and I, and for Cal and our family in terms of helping get things set up. And, while we were in the hospital, and then when we first got home, and how much they were able to help. And then, we're very, very fortunate. We have some immediate family around, with my sister and my brother-in-law and my parents who live nearby, and Cal's grandma was able to come down and visit from Virginia a couple times. So we felt like we had a lot of family support, but the community support is what just blew us out of the water. I mean, in terms of everything that people have done, in terms of going out of their way to try and help us, to try and, make sure Cal's doing well. And, like you said yesterday, it was the permagrins, because it kind of felt like sort of returning a little bit to normalcy, being out at a baseball tournament for the day and everything, and being around his teammates and being around, our family, friends, and all of that. And I mean, it was literally incredible. And a huge shout out, obviously, to you guys for putting it on, and a big one to John Graves as well, because I mean, he was a workhorse yesterday. I don't think I saw him sit down.
That dude is a machine, and I'm glad you mentioned John Graves, because he kind of took and ran with what some of us had sort of handed off down the line with the Bluffton Waves, and has established it as a nonprofit organization and brought us all under one banner, and is trying to grow it for the future. And how he has the bandwidth to do all that, I don't know, because he came to me, wanted to start a team, and I said, yeah, man, have at it. And then he said, hey, I want to make this an organization. And I said, yeah, me too. And he said, I know what we need to do. And I go, okay, yeah, go for it. And man, that dude has run with the ball. And, he brought this thing to my attention. And what my superpower is looking at something and figuring out where it's going to go wrong and fixing that before it happens. And he was talking about a competitive tournament, and I said, man, 2/3 of the people leave a competitive tournament mad. I don't think that's the move for this fundraiser. I think we want everybody to leave here happy. What if we did banana ball, and that way there's no pressure on the umpires, and we just make it a fun event. And I take the credit for just kind of having that foresight, if nothing else. And I did take a lot of time wrapping my head around how to make banana ball work for kids. I talked to Jarrett a couple of times, and I bounced a couple of things off him and sent him some rules modifications to look over and stuff. And I think it went really well. So we're definitely going to figure out how to do this again in the future, because it was too much fun not to. And whatever cause it's for, it doesn't really matter. It's about bringing the community together to help someone or something that needs some organization that needs help, and have a great time. And shout out to Beaufort County too for opening up the park for us and allowing us to use it. That's the kind of events we should be having at Oscar Frazier on a Sunday when it would otherwise be empty. So that was an awesome thing, and really appreciate all the collaboration that occurred.
And I think everyone left happy.
Fields.
I think everyone left
100%.
happy. Yep.
Because we scrapped the championship games. That was the best move we ever made. I scrapped ours right away. And then I was trying to get Graves like, hey, dude, just scrap the championship games. Just scrap them. Nobody goes home mad if you scrap them, because then it didn't matter if you won or lost. And it was the best move ever. And we just went a little bit earlier, home a little bit earlier. It was plenty of baseball, plenty of food, plenty of fun. And it struck a perfect chord. So it showed what we can do, when we just do it and don't worry too much about it being perfect. Just do it and have fun. So it was really cool, but we'll do it again soon. Well, fellas, we appreciate you jumping on with us tonight. Cal, you are my man. Since you were a little bitty, you've been my man. You're a rock star. And my man, Ned Mullis, Coach Mullis. I was talking to him today, and he said, Cal's a dude. He ain't just a player. He's a dude. And when Mullis says you're a dude, that means something. All right. So you keep being a dude.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thanks, fellas. You have a great night. Get some sleep, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Justin.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Awesome
guy. He's the greatest. Calvin Heberer, just an outstanding little dude, and honored to know him. So thanks to him and Tommy for hopping on. Go ahead.
So thankful to be able to support him and put on something that everybody enjoyed so much yesterday. What a great idea! I mean, it's you have all these ordinary baseball tournaments, and that's great, but to change it up and to implement this new exciting banana ball that has really taken the baseball world by storm, and implement for kids, because that's something I haven't really ever thought about. I hadn't seen it done before, because there's so many different intricacies and rules. But I thought.
But that's who it's made for, right?
Yeah,
that's the whole point, is to engage the next generation in baseball. So they embrace it. Like the old heads don't. They're like, it's not real baseball. The kids don't care, man. They don't care. They're like, it's just different rules. I mean, it's like they play wiffle ball. They have all these different rules. There's pitcher's poison. It's a new thing. Like, if the pitcher touches the ball, the runner, before they get to first, the runner's out, the batter's out. That's a thing they've made up on their own,
Right.
So they love to adapt the rules and stuff. Like it was way fun for them. Austin Burney pitched in a banana suit. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. Oh, that was excellent.
That was phenomenal. He threw a shutout inning in the first inning, and then got a base hit, stole second, did a little pose and kicked his feet at second, and then he came around to score. And when he went across home, he threw his helmet in the air and was in the banana suit, and
it was great over on the 10U side. The kids absolutely loved it. We had a bunch of epic showdowns and relay races. That was, and the final game was great as well, with the Crusaders going up against the Effingham County Tide. That one went to the
Richmond Hill Tide. Richmond Hill Tide. Okay, almost went to the showdown, right? Because if they had stopped them, if they had split that last inning, they would have won the showdown. I was hoping for one more.
Yeah,
we did have a showdown on 13.
We're going to see a walk-off, which is always it was
that was exciting too. It was exciting. We did have a showdown in our last game with the Crusaders, which was really exciting. We got to the second round because neither scored on the first round, And then we sent up Russell Spencer, and he's a big fella. He's a center and a nose guard, but he can move, and he can hit it a long ways. And he hit a hard ground ball right side. They just kept rolling, and the race was on. He was going around the bases. Pitcher was going to get it because he's the only fielder, and the catcher's coming out to come to the ball. And then, he caught the ball and turned around, and Spencer was coming home, and it was like a 60-foot sprint to the plate, and somehow Spencer won it because that guy had on gear, I guess. Because man, it was wild. And then my son was pitching Truman in the second half, and he got a little soft liner out to right field. A little Stephen Mater, who's a good little ball player. He took off running, and we got it in easily. But then our catcher Cooler didn't go cut him off. He just stood at home plate waiting for him. And Steven had his steam and tried to swipe the ball. And, he held on. But man, it was exciting. It was a great finish, and man, it was so fun. It was great fun. But anyway, moving along, let's shout out our MVP sponsors, starting with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports. She's an agent with the Pierce Group of eXp Realty, and she's ready to help you find your starter home or your forever home or your investment property. She wants to find you a place in the Lowco, and she will turn over every stone to find the perfect spot for you. And then we'll turn it over to Homegrown Home Inspections. Jan Lucas and company will check that thing out from top to bottom and make sure that you're making a great investment. If you're building a new home, you definitely need to call on Homegrown Home Inspections for a phase inspection to make sure that everything is being done right every step of the way. They'll be your eyes and ears. And then when it's time to seal the deal, we'll call on the Mickelson Law Group. Our friends over there are our first sponsors since 2017, and they're the official real estate closing attorneys of Lowco Sports. We love Ryan and Tiffany and their team, and they will take care of all your legal needs over at Mickelson Law Firm. And then we have Hospice Care of the Low Country. We had a great time out at their Harmonious event last week and love everything they're doing in the community. In fact, they're going to have a little open house Thursday. Another friend as well, James from Hospice Care and Aaron Gagne from Revive Wellness are going to have a little open house over at venue 1223, is that what it's called? Over downtown Delhi's little events space on Thursday evening, 5:30 to 7:30. And they're going to have a lot of cool giveaways and stuff. So check that out. If you're interested, hit me up and I'll get you the details. Should be good. Hospice Care of the Low Country, the official hospice care of Lowco Sports, because at Hospice Care of the Low Country, it's not about dying, it's about living. So Wes, let's dive into some more headlines now before we get I think we're going to have Dwight Cummings coming in here, Big Daryl's dad, coming to talk some football with us. He played at Newberry. He's a Goose Creek guy, played at Newberry, and he'll give us a little scoop on the Warriors because he's all about Whale Branch. He's at all those games. He'll get us filled in, and we'll watch Lowco Lights with him. But let's get back into the headlines a little bit because we did want to talk swimming. I've been in the weeds, but what's going on swimming-wise? I know we had state meets.
Yeah, we just had the South Carolina High School League Championships in Columbia this past week. So we wrapped up the season already. It goes by so quickly.
So fast.
Jesus Christ! I mean, you just start talking about it, and all of a sudden you meet for a state championship. But the swim club, I don't see the 4A results. They have not submitted the results. So.
Man, I can never find the state swimming results.
If
you have a link to the state swimming results, please drop it in the comments. We would like to see that because it's the one thing that I can never find is swimming results.
I do have 3 results, and Buford finishing in 17th overall, but a couple of strong finishes from Susan Cushman, who had 2 top 10 results. Finished
friend of the show.
Finished 6th in the 100 fly with a 103.10. Very strong time. And then 9th place in the 200 freestyle with a 204.64. Becca Farmer and 1979 finishing the top 30. And then a couple relay teams putting up some strong performances as well in the 400 free and the 200 meter medley. So congratulations to Susan Kussman and that Buford team winning the region championship and putting on a strong showing in a tough field over at the 3A state championship. So a great year for the Buford High girls swim team. and hopefully we can find some more information on the 4A results later on. But man, we were able to talk a lot about that girls team, and they really impressed this year.
Yeah, they really did. I'm really impressed with Julie Jones and what she's done there. And we exchanged emails a couple of times this year, just about how she's not really a swim coach. Like she's just stepping up to be a leader and provide a structure. And she did a great job. They had home meets for the first time in a long time, which is a great way to grow your program. You get to swim at home, you get to raise some money for your program. Attract some more students to come out with nice gear and all that stuff. It matters. And they're going the right direction. And Amrat Chapman also had a very good year. I don't know how she finished, but yeah, they had some really strong swimmers this season. And I'm eager to see the 4A results because both, Hilton Head, May River, and Bluffton all have some strong swimmers. So we'll catch up on that. But I do have a few things from Skiza. From John Paul II, their girls finished in 4th overall, boys in 8th. Riley McGoldrick had a great day for JP2, won the 3A title in the 200 free and the 100 butterfly. And then they had some 3rd place finishes as well. Nell Winslow in the 500 free, and then a couple top 10s. The girls were 2nd in both relays, the 200 medley and the 200 free, with Nell Winslow, Cypress Daniel, Anson Daniel, and Riley McGoldrick on one of those teams, and then Anson, Nell, Cypress, and Delilah Wake Kearns on the other one. And that was about it. The boys had a top 10 from Ross Putnam. And they had a 4th place in one relay and a 5th in the other. So solid showings from them. I know Hilton Head Prep had some good finishers as well, but I'll have to track them down. So you can talk now.
Yeah, and speaking of Hilton Head Prep, they are also the girls' state champions for girls tennis.
That's right.
Just, winning their title this past Friday, but another quality squad from Hilton Head Prep who. We saw what happened in golf, and now they take the tennis title as well, and they just continue to churn out some talent from the academy program. They get those girls in, and they continue to dominate. And just seeing how they did against Hilton High and some of these public schools, and pretty much the dominant form continuing throughout the Skiza playoffs, winning the 3 state championship. So I wanted to give a shout out, congratulations to those young ladies, and then got a couple more. I guess volleyball's coming up soon in skis as well. They play a little bit differently. The format of the tournaments, they don't play best of 5, plus they play like best of 3 and neutral, something.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, it's like a double elimination thing, but then there's 2 brackets, and the 2 winners playing the championship, and it's all one site in Myrtle Beach. So, and they usually get the brackets out like 24 hours before the games start, so you don't even know who you're playing or when or anything. It's bananas. But anyway, I do have some Skiza volleyball news though. Kylie Foley, senior for Hilton Head Prep, was named All-Region Player of the Year. So outstanding work there. Older brother Luke was a stud baseball, basketball guy. Emily Brothers and Lila Alford also made the All-Region team for prep. And then I know that Buford Academy had some awards as well, because Jessica Young was named the coach of the year in the region. Claire Tumlin, I believe, was the player of the year. I will tell you for sure in just a minute when I get on the Instagram. But yeah, Claire Tumlin was the region player of the year. Maddie Nelson, All-Region. That girl, she hasn't graduated yet. She's been playing for years. Olivia Deakins was All-Region, and Jessica Young, Region Coach of the Year. And Ava Richards, 2nd team All-Region. And Naomi Pizzoli, 2nd team All-Region. Great name. All-Region, all-name team. Naomi Pizzoli. That's a good one.
Nice.
So there's some more headlines for you. Some more shout outs.
And then some more volleyball news on the high school league side. We got most of the playoff brackets pretty much set. Of course, 4MA River getting a home playoff game after clinching that number 3 seed. They will be in action on Thursday, this coming Thursday, at the Tank against Lugoff Elgin. I think that's a very winnable match for them, and if they win that, they'll go to North Myrtle Beach, which will be a big challenge to the number 1 seed out of Region 6. But like we said, I mean, you've played against some of the top teams in the lower state with James Allen and Lucy Beckham, so you know what you need to do, and it's going to take consistent execution and just limiting those unforced errors. But these teams are very close to each other, and the Sharks can get hot. They can definitely go on the road and put up a battle against North Myrtle Beach. First, you got to take care of business at home, which I think they'll do. Hilton Head with a tough opening round match as a 4 seed. They got Myrtle Beach on the road. So see what Garrett Blarchek's group can accomplish, because that's never a team you want to face in the playoffs. Blarchek can coach, and he gets the most out of his players late in the season. And he's had a couple of teams that have peaked at that right time. So can never count the Seahawks out on the road, especially with Blarchek doing this thing at the helm.
Well, how about this thing that I just saw? This is pretty neat. Let's get this blown up on our screen. This is fun stuff. I just got to share my screen so we can see this, because it shouts out one of our good friends over here, Brady Sacha. Look at this. He was, I knew this happened, but I had not seen the photo yet. He was the Community Student Leader Award winner presented at the Bridge Bowl. WHHI does this at every one of their broadcasts. They present the Student Community Leader Award. So shout out to Sacha.
Great kid.
Sacha is stepping up his game this year, y'all. I finally got him to buy into video, and he is making some cool videos, and he has big plans for a full package, a full video on May River Bluffton game this Friday. So I'm excited to see what he produces. He's coming along really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he came on a year or two ago, and I just remember he needed a little, assistance as you would expect as a high school student coming up. But man, he really grasped things quickly, especially with the video side, the filming. He just had that innate passion for it. You have to have that passion. You have to, you want to know why you want to do something, and if you want to do something well, you got to have the passion for it, and he's certainly shown it. And that holds true for a bunch of, Carlo and Brooke Simons, who came through. All these student interns, they showed that extra level of passion that it takes to be a successful writer, producer, every role that we have done here at LowcoSports, and we've had these students work at
content creator.
Yes,
that's what they all want to be. Yes. That's what we are. We're content creators.
Yes, that's the new buzzword at the end of the day is content creator, and Brady's doing an amazing job. Just the level of dedication that he's shown in such a short time to understand all that goes in, the technicalities of how to be a successful content creator. And he's just taking it and ran with it. And that's what you got to do. You got to have that, like I said, extra passion. And he's certainly shown it. And, it's been fun to be around him and work with him. And he always smiles. I mean, I just love talking to him over there on the sideline. He is just so excited every time I see him out there. Man. Yeah.
Enjoy the moment. It's good times. What we get to do. It's really fun. And, if you can figure out how to carve out a living.
And that leadership award, that says something. Obviously, he's working hard in the classroom and in terms of volunteer work and just being that guy that people can turn to. They need help.
Golf game's getting better too.
He's got a good golf game too. He's been putting in the work over there at Pinecrest, right in your block.
Yeah. Heck yeah. That's a great practice facility over there. I mean, their range is second to none. So yeah, he's putting in the work. Proud of that kid. Still got a long way to go, but he's definitely on the path. Speaking of Carlo, I'm glad you mentioned him, because that's another headline. We were going to have him on to recap the fights for us in Savannah, but Will Spann got choked out. Guy was a little longer than him, and I'm not sure what happened, but Carlos said that what did he say? What did he said? Carlos said something about it. But he really felt like the guy was pretty good. Oh, he said that Will's guys said he popped his shoulder out.
Oh no.
But he said that that this kid was pretty tough. He was first pro fight, but he was pretty tough. So it was kind of he probably would have gotten him anyway. But there was another guy from the Foundry who he won a split decision. So that was good. But we'll get Carlo on again to tell us about what's going on with the MMA, because I know they have fights coming up at the Foundry in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not into it, but people are. So
but to have that prestige, come to the Lowco. It's I think, or just outside the Lowco in Savannah. I think that's pretty neat to have some of those well-renowned fighters, but also some they're trying to make a name for themselves. So that's,
I like the hungry
to experience it sometime.
That's what like Carlo loves the big, the UFC and stuff, but his favorite is these little regional circuits, because those are the guys who are hungry and trying to make
minor leagues.
And he likes telling their stories before anybody else has, which is my jam too. That's why I'm hyper local, and I celebrate the people of this place and nowhere else, because I like keeping it tight, and I like telling the stories of people who aren't being told. So speaking of which, we got a friend in the green room. As soon as we read these varsity sponsors, we got the Parker Law Group, our friends out there serving legal needs across Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper County for years, and they've jumped on board as a varsity sponsor to support us and help us continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Low Country. Speaking of Hampton, Hampton 64-0 on Woodland. That was a beatdown. That was unreal. We were trying to get one time on my man but the hype man for Hampton, but he's busy watching the Cowboys tonight, so we're gonna have to get him another night. But even though he's only got a flip phone, Miss Mathis got us the hookup, so we're gonna be able to get him in here. But that guy is a whole character, just a whole character unto himself. And then we got DDS Web Design. We're all online all the time talking about whatever, and then we go and look for stuff, and if you don't have a website, we won't find you. So you got to have a website, and you got to have SEO, that's search engine optimization, built into it, so people can actually find it so that you can do business online. So call on DDS Web Design. They'll get you up and running with all the SEO tactics. Make sure you get found online so you can do more and think bigger. They love to work with small businesses and nonprofits. So check them out at ddshhi.com and tell them Lowco sent you. And now we welcome to the show. This means our audience is down by one, because we bring on our most loyal viewer. We're bringing in the studio, which could be a mistake. But we got Dwight Cummins. Big D. What's up, man?
Guys, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. I finally got a chance to get on with you guys, and I'm excited because I'm such a big fan. I see what you guys do for the kids in the Low Country, and me growing up as a Low Country guy, I tell you, when I was coming up, we didn't have anything like this. So I think it's really big. You guys should be applauded, and I myself personally thank you guys. Keep up the good work. Keep it going, guys. Great job.
Well, we appreciate that, and we thrive on that, but we also thrive on money. So go to patreon.com/LowcoSports and set up your monthly pledge. I promise we're about to get some stuff going through there, but it's just a lot. It's a lot to handle at once, but you can still hit us there. Not talking to you, Dwight, necessarily. I'm working
on it, guys.
We're talking to the people. But and we need sponsors, so hit us with sponsorships. But Dwight, thank you so much for saying that. I mean, I truly believe in what we're doing here, and that if we keep going, it's going to become something really special that can help kids get where they want to go. But you got there. I mean, you said you played at Goose Creek, and you went on and played at Newberry for 4 years, and you didn't realize how many guys down in this area had Newberry ties. So you're starting to learn. Is they on the list for Daryl?
Yeah, I was really surprised. Like I said, me being a Gator, a Goose Creek guy, and graduating from there a long time ago, and then going up to Newberry. And back then, we had a guy by the name of Benny Mullins, who's actually from the Beaufort area, and then Tim Singleton, who was at Hilton
Oh,
Head.
yeah. I covered Tim as a head coach back in the day. He's a mess.
Tim
He's
was
a whole
Tim
mess.
was actually my quarterback back in the day. Great guy.
He's a character, man.
Yeah,
he is a character.
Love him. But now to see these guys and what they're doing, and I reached out to you because I found out that Ron was actually a Newberry guy.
Yeah, the ghost.
And man, I mean, I go back on campus now and I'm like, what is this? Because like half of these things that they have, like we didn't have when I was at Newberry. They have new buildings, new dorms, and all kinds of things. It's beautiful out there.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, as far as you were asking me about the other guy, Daryl, and where he's going to end up, hey, I don't know. He's trying to keep it a great secret from me as well, from me and his mom. He's had a couple of really good visits and everything. Second time Newberry has called him out and to come visit, and he loved it. So many of those guys who coached at Newberry actually played at Newberry. So it's like a family affair. Yeah. And it would be great for him to be a second generation Cummings actually playing at Newberry. I would love it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. He'd be a Wolf, though. You were an Indian.
I know, exactly. And I still get caught up sometimes saying Indian, and they're looking at me like sideways, like, who is this guy? But
you're like, it's okay. It's like my grandpa called the Oakland Raiders to the day he died, no matter what dang town they played in. And I'm going to call the San Diego Chargers because I can't fix it. No, but get in there, Wes.
Yeah, I want to talk about these Well Branch Warriors. This has been a special year so far. I think you guys are really starting to put it all together this season, sitting there still undefeated. You're number 4 in the media poll that just came out today. But I'll tell you what, I think you guys can hang with anybody. Sitting at 6-0, perfect region play, 42-8 winners over Allendale Fairfax. Now, it'll be a tougher game, but you guys laid it on them and dominated a very tough Tiger squad. And now you're getting ready for Branchville next week for that big show against Bamberg. Tell me about these Warriors. Off to a fantastic start this fall.
So really, guys, like I've seen a lot of football in my days. I really have. And this is a really special group of players. And sometimes when I talk to Coach Hatcher, he doesn't want to talk about what everybody else is talking about. He's like, hey, last year we were in this position. We were in this position last year, but everybody got hurt.
We're 2 ACLs away from being mediocre.
Yeah. But those guys are really special, and they're a family. Playing in sports, that's a big part of it. You got to come together as a family. These guys hang out with each other outside of football. Daryl's been to some of the guys' house, and they'll play like what do the guys play now? Nintendo, or I'm old school. We had
Xbox or PlayStation 5, PS5, probably Call of Duty and all that nonsense. I just made a video today where I said that I took away my kid's controller. I went up there today while he was at school, took his controller and his headset, and just stashed it in my office. And when he got home, I said, as soon as you get your laundry done and your homework done and you go out and work out, you can get your headset and your controller back. And I made a little video. It was Coach JJ talking about it. And, but no, it matters. Like you gotta get the work done first before you go play the video games. But I said I ain't played these things since Mario and them were doing it.
I think we played back in the day. We played Tecmo Bowl back in the day in the dorm. Everybody know, just get Bo Jackson and you won.
Yeah.
But now,
you had Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen, and you had Tim Brown.
You just run around for like 15 minutes and then score a touchdown. But as far as these guys go, though, on they're family, and they come together. They play for each other. Then
that's it.
On offense and defense, they play for each other. They love each other. It's true. It's genuine. And even in the stands, the parents and the fans who come to the game, like they're close knit. They laugh. They joke. So around the whole Well Branch area, it's a vibe. They love making fun of Coach Hatcher. Coach Hatcher will say something, he'll go off the rail, and you'll hear somebody in the stands yelling back with it. So it's a great
Well,
feeling. to be out
I'm
there.
relying on y'all to let me know if he ever starts getting upset with getting offended by my impersonation, because I've pushed it a little bit, and because I get good feedback on it, and you
Yeah.
guys encourage me. So
I
you got
think
to
he's a
pull me
fan of
back
it.
if I go too far.
Yeah, I think he's a fan of it, so you got to do it a
Okay.
little more often. You know.
Oh, you
and
think
then-
so?
Yeah.
Well,
and
I'll
then we
be
gotta
out
make
there for the Bamberger Earhart game.
the
'cause we're
Bamberger.
gonna-
Yeah.
I just got word today that we're trying to do that one for WSAV. So I'll be on color commentary. So we'll be out of Seabrook, assuming we can get enough of a dang connection out there. We got to get rural broadband in this state, bro. It's a mess.
I know it. I go out there to the games and I'm like, I try to use my phone. I'm like, oh, just forget about it. So anyone who try to contact me during the game, well, two things. One, I don't really talk during the football game. I'm that guy that people want to be next to during the game because I'm in. And you know, I see that in Daryl. Like, I'm like, hey man, you ready to go? And he's like, Dad, you can't try to talk to me right now. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just asking if you're ready to go. He's like, Dad, I'm locked in. So if you want to talk to him, I have to talk to him the day before the game. Because the day of the game, he's not talking to me. I can't tell him a text message. He's not gonna, I forget about calling him, the whole 9 yards. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. He's that special breed. He's locked in. He's ready to go. And he has been fun to watch this year, carrying the load for that Whale Branch offense, along with KJ Chisholm. Just tell me about him, the strides that he's made as a competitor and as an athlete over his high school career, especially this season.
So, you know, I tell folks, like, I was a running back, and I only brought this up to say when he was 6 years old, he first started playing football, but he was so doggone strong that they put him on the offense and defensive line. And he was just jacking kids up left and right. But he know that I played running back. So that offseason, he was like, Dad, I want to play running back. And I'm like, oh, son, you sure? He's like, yeah, Dad, I want to be a running back. And so we went to the park and we worked out like all day long. Then the next day he came back, Dad, we're going to the park. Oh man, I'm tired. I just got off work. Dad, we got to go to the park. So we went to the park all day long. Then when football season came around, you know, he went to the coach. He's like, hey coach, you know, I want to play running back. And they was like, oh no, I don't think that's a good position for you. We're gonna put you on the line. And so as a dad, you know, I'm like, well, you know, sometimes we gotta, especially in the little league, you know, we gotta kind of investigate the guys that we have our kids play for. So I took him to a different team, and the coach said, Dad, if he say he's a running back, he's a running back. And that first game, I kid you not, like the kid had like 6 carries and he had 5 touchdowns over 50 yards and a 2-point conversion. And it was like a jamboree. And I remember that coach saying, bring him back. He can have whatever he wants. But he's always been that guy. He played in Atlanta, what's called Future Stars, where they take the best players in Georgia and they play against the best players in Florida. He's done Border Wars, where the best kids in Atlanta area play against the best kids in Birmingham. And one of his mentors is actually a guy by the name of Brandon Jacobs, who was that big bruiser.
Yeah, big bruiser for the Giants. Yeah.
I'm like,
he's a beast.
Offensive lineman and a running back.
He was a load, dude.
And so they, you know, periodically they'll still talk, still to this day, you know. And one of Daryl's biggest compliments, I think, came from Brandon. He said, you know, I've never seen one person bring him down, just one person bring him down. So
no, he's an absolute dog, and you know, I saw that. I just saw the confidence and the demeanor at media day over at the furniture store, at the deal over at the furniture store. And I also saw that bond that you're talking about. I mean, the guys who came over there were loose, and they were. Yeah, and I've always gotten that vibe. I mean, I always say Seabrook's one of my favorite places to go on Friday night because of the vibe, just the community vibe, and that everybody's pulling in the same direction. And I mean, you're gonna get some people sniping from the stands every now and then. They don't, because Hatcher runs it too much or whatever. But you know, it's a good vibe. Everybody's is in it for the kids, and you know, I see the same thing. I love going to the rural places because that's where you really see it. I'm country people, and I know when you get out in the country, you you need some eggs and you ain't got time to go to town, or you need some sugar or whatever. Like country people, they lean on each other and they wave at each other and they know each other names. And, like, so you see that pour over into the programs, and Hampton is a revelation. I love that program. It's awesome what they're doing out there. But guys, tell me about KJ though. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say, like, really, I know I said it before, but that team is really super special. Yeah, and
it is. I believe
you know football and you see it, and it starts with those guys up front.
Unselfish. Unselfish.
Yeah, those guys are, man. And the crazy part about it is those guys are like sophomores and juniors. So next year they're set up
tots. Big tots, dude.
Oh, tots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tots. Well, let's watch. Let's watch some highlights.
Right? You know that Tots and Daryl cousins.
Really? No, I did not know that.
But then again,
well, everybody.
Yeah, everybody. I was going to say that. Yeah. So Daryl and KJ are cousins. And I think if he played another season, he'll find out that everybody on the team is probably his cousin. But those guys,
you got something creeping in on your camera there. Something's imposing on you.
Those guys are they're really
that's what it is.
And like KJ, what he's been doing this season, I mean, that guy he's big time ball.
He is big time, and we got some highlights and Lowco lights from KJ. So let's check them out.
Yeah,
let's watch them. This is May River first. Tanner Macy, let's shake and bait. He's pretty good, man. Tanner Macy's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a nice little dump off to Duncan. I like that play call. They're doing some creative things. Look, they're going a lot of empty and like 4 wides. So this game against Bluffton could be fun. We could really get a track meet.
But guys, wouldn't you say there's like so much talent in the Low Country that before it used to be, it used to be hidden talent, but it's like not hidden anymore. It's like,
well, we're trying to make sure it can't be hidden anymore. We're trying to put it out there. Like you can't avoid it. Look at that play call, by the way.
Oh my God.
The fake where they fake. Did you catch this, Dwight? Did you catch what happened here? We gotta go back. All right, so they want. It's like 4th and 2, all right? And we got the quarterback out here going, what? What's going on? And then Kayvon steps up there under center, and he sneaks it for the first down.
Nice.
Freaking love it.
That's
first series.
That's old school.
First series busted it out. And then a couple plays later,
Zion Dobson, the speed, the edge breaking the tackle.
Yeah, that kid there. I saw when you interviewed him, was it last week?
He was awesome, right?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. But then everyone
he was great.
On is just awesome. Zion,
right? These kids are amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he should be at the end of the day. At the end of the day, he's got to be a D1 player.
I'm telling
that kid is awesome.
We got the North-South rosters coming out this Wednesday, so.
I think he might get snubbed, dude.
Way to keep it alive.
Jalen Singletary. He had a night. He had a great night. Zion, gosh.
Yeah.
The best one, something went wrong with the video and it cut off. But the best
wait a minute. KJ looks
there. Different. Here we go. We got Ridgeland now. Look at that. Jaquise up the crease. And then Marvel takes the lead, but Ridgeland comes right back because guess who takes the kickoff?
Jaquise! He gone!
It's the Jaquise show. It's the Jaquise show.
You know, when Whale Branch played Ridgeland, it was so amazing. Like Ridgeland went up, and then Daryl scored a 70-yard touchdown. And then that kid, he came back the very next offensive play and he ran a 65-yard touchdown. And I'm
your Warriors ready.
I'm like, son, if you had to go about just 3 more yards, you would have been caught because that kid is like super fast.
Johnson, number 2?
It's number 2 and number 1.
Oh, number 1 can fly too. Maurice.
Yeah, that kid is like, I'm like, if you just had to go 3 more yards, you would have been caught.
Dude, they got skill players for days. Like they got some really impressive skill guys, and they're pretty good in the trenches. They just don't have enough depth. But They
And
play some people
you know what
tough.
I love about Ridgeland? Every time you talk to a Ridgeland player, whether an interview or in the street,
Yep.
they're always talking about, God. They talk about the Lord,
Yep.
and I'm wondering, well, I believe that that's something that coach has instilled in them.
Yeah, it is.
And so you really, really have to take your hats off of them to those guys. And I mean, they really are a remarkable bunch of guys. And I have a nephew who played for Ridgeland, and I was trying to get him over to Well Branch, but he's where he's at, and he's happy, and he loved that program. So I'm not going to do any kind of tampering.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens next year when you split the schools for football, for athletics, because I think Hardyville's going to have some juice in 1A. They're going to be interesting because a lot of those young guys are Hardyville guys. So we'll see. But let's check out the Warriors. This is all KJ because I couldn't find the. This is all KJ. It was KJ's night, man.
Yeah, he took
over. Jermon Bowers chucking it.
Yeah.
He's
they've been
coming
waiting
around,
for him.
huh?
They've been waiting for him to step up and do that because they know he could.
Oh, yeah, he can. And then KJ, hurdler.
Yeah, if you can get Bowers going at quarterback and then KJ out wide, that could be.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just gives you another look that you have to prepare for. And then KJ's on that side, too. Zoe almost got that thing, man. Zoe was going hard after it. That's a dog right there, Zoe.
Oh, Zoe he's awesome, man. He's like.
And then KJ.
Yeah.
Good night.
I mean, he took over. KJ literally took over. The last couple of weeks, he's been taking over, and then you have to remember, Bradford is he's a man child.
Look at that. Oh yeah, he is.
I know it's not a perfect comparison, but it kind of reminds me of that Buford team, how they're able to make the most of the guys they had out there, the athletes on the field. You got those guys who've been through the program for a while. Kind of has similar vibes to what
just
Buford
be a football player,
Yeah.
Wherever we line you up, be a football player.
Yeah,
that's the deal. We got Hilton Head Christian Academy PD.
PD
was driving. PD was driving, but then HHCA forced him.
That defense relentless.
We had a Skeeza versus 1A battle this week, Dwight, and Patrick Henry beat Branchville.
Really?
Yeah, 1A Skeeza beat a 1A
big comeback.
Public.
Big comeback
31-28 after being down 28-0.
But
that was a fun apples to oranges comparison.
It's so much fun to watch this Christian Academy team. The whole way
how
often they throw the ball. Dylan Clark.
You can't see this; it gets cut off. But this is Toddy throwing it.
Toddy.
He chucked it like 40 in the air.
Whew.
Toddy can play, dude.
But it's like any given Friday, anyone could really. You have to be on your A game.
That's right.
Yeah,
because if not,
Absolutely.
That's right, and they're high school kids, so who knows why they're not on their A game? Their girlfriend broke up with them, or looked at them wrong, or whatever. Their dad tried to talk to them on game day.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, because the dad tried to talk to them on game day. That's probably one of the reasons. Yeah,
that'll mess it up. Definitely, if mom tries to talk to him on game day, it's all over.
Listen,
all over.
My wife tried to give him some ideas on how to run the ball and stay outside and everything. And he's looking like, I don't think I'm going to listen to what you say. I'll listen to everything else you have to say, but when it comes to football, Mom, no. So he gives me a look and I give him a look and I'm like, yeah, okay, gotcha.
All right, now we got the Tonio Banner Show. Although it's not just the Tonio Banner Show because Thomas Hayward beat Shuford boys. This was a big game. I know you don't follow the Skeeza too closely, Dwight, but Thomas Hayward, Shuford was their coach for years, and Dietrich Shuford was their quarterback, and they left for BA after last year. So this was a grudge match for Thomas Hayward. Tonio Banner would play wherever you wanted him to on any football team in the Lowco, wherever you wanted him to.
He's an explosive.
Just line him up. He's throwing dimes. That first one was to Nick Robinson. This was Ethan Palazzo.
Yeah, he's fine at quarterback as well.
No good.
Yeah.
He's a left-handed Cam Newton. It's fun.
Yeah.
It used to be a time when people would say, well, we're 4A and you're 2A, get out of here. It used to be a time when people were like, well, we're 1A and you're 2A. We're 2A, you're 1A. Nah, get out of here. It would be a mismatch. And then you look at, the first couple of games that Will Branch has played this year, they were all 2A schools. And, every week they're putting up 40, 50,
and
60.
a 3A. You had North Charleston in there too.
North Charleston, yeah. Yeah,
You
but I
walked
had to
them in
tell
the
Darryl
first
when I
one.
was at Goose Creek, we beat North Charleston 72-6, and they only put up 40-something points. So
Yeah, it was opening night though. They were still getting it going.
yeah.
But check out this pick by Kellen Fripp right here. Defense shut him out in the second half. Tyree Simmons got that defense playing, man. Tip drill, Kellen with the pick. Kellen shot some footage for us. And then Tony with another nice pass. I don't know who caught that one. I
Beautiful
couldn't see a
pass.
number. That was a nice. He's
ball.
got a little touch. He's got a little touch, man. He's got a little touch. And then D-Money trying to get him in the end zone. And we got another pick, Cutter Williams. And then
that Thomas Hayward defense is playing well. I mean, on top of what Tony O'Banner's doing, I got to give so much credit to that Thomas Hayward coaching staff and to see one of their alums
really
going
good.
back. Tony McGarry's done a fantastic job.
Thomas Hayward is one of those schools that's been around for a long time, and they've been good for a long time.
They're always good. You know, they're just tough.
Yeah, they're always tough
dudes.
I think that culture stays. You know, sometimes you see coaches moving up, but the players kind of, continue to adopt that same kind of mentality. It stuck with them, despite, a lot of turnover this year, losing Shuford, quarterback, and the coach. But, you get those veteran guys, especially some of the seniors. They know what it takes to win because they've won before.
And guys,
Jarrett did what Hatcher did. He said, I'm going to put my best player at quarterback, and we're going to see what happens.
So what do you guys think about the older players coming back to the program and contributing? Because I see a lot of that now. They, they put their arms around the guys and they'll talk to them. And those guys, the older guys who played college ball and even some in the NFL, they'll call these younger kids' name out. They know them.
And the kids will listen. The kids will just have that extra sense of because they know what they
because they have cachet.
Yeah.
They have cachet. They have cred. They have receipts. So their word means more. And Castor's got receipts now. Castor's like, look, work with me and see what happens. And so he's got receipts, and that's all it takes for these kids. These kids, there's a lot of people trying to get over on them, and they're smart enough to know they grew up in the age of internet scams, man. They ain't falling for a con man. But if you got receipts, they'll listen. And so that's the thing for me. You show them what you're really about and what you're trying to do, and that you're about them, and they'll buy in. So that's what we're trying to build here, man. A culture where we're talking about the right things and connect them to the right people and helping them get on the right path. So
that's beautiful.
That's all we're trying to do. That's it, man. That's the mission.
That's great.
Thanks for being a part of it, brother.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. I love it. You guys keep it going. I know this thing's going to keep growing. I'm going to do all I can. I've already sent some folks some threatening letters saying, "You better, I know where you live, and I'm going to be looking. You better be on when Loco Sports is on." So they're like, "Okay."
There we go. We appreciate you, man. Well, we'll let you get on with your night, and we'll wrap this thing up and take it in for a landing, and you can go back to the audience.
Love it, guys. I gotta reach out to Darryl a couple of days, and then because come Thursday, that's it.
Yeah, you got to get it in now before he shuts down communications.
Right. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Dwight.
Y'all
thanks
so
much, man.
Keep doing what you're doing. Love it.
Yes, sir. Take care. Oh, that was fun. We always had Dwight in the comments, but we finally got Dwight in the studio. That was good times. All right, Wes. Any other takeaways from week 8 that you want to talk about? We got a whole mess in Region 74A now.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, you're looking at this next week's schedule. You got Bluffton, May River, obviously huge playoff implications when you look at that one. So, and I think May River's a shot in this one. I mean, I think they're confident. Tanner Macy had a great game. Really impressed what he was able to do this week against the Carleton County team that Lake Hilton had pretty tough. So that's a huge momentum changing win for the Sharks. We really need that at home. Pretty much a must-win game, and they're able to get it done. So, which makes this Bluffton contest really interesting because the winner pretty much clinches a playoff spot, and that puts that pressure off. And both teams are gonna want to come out best foot forward. So, I'm excited to see what Hayden Gregory's squad throws at May River because it's a Bluffton team that fought hard against James Islands on the road.
Yeah, they did.
It wasn't the best game for Basie through 3 receptions, but the way that defense hung in there.
Yeah, but he caught a touchdown pass too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I'm not even
Some
sure who
trickery.
threw it, but I know he caught one.
Probably he's not saving those trick plays for this week. The River game. But
Well, I mean,
but
they
yeah,
were trying to pull out all stops and beat James
yeah,
Island. They were going for the
yeah,
whole enchilada.
yeah. I totally get that.
respect it.
It's
Yeah.
you come with the best. You want to make that impression against the top team, and so they put it out there and almost had it. They were neck and neck in the third. It was a one possession game, and then James Allen ended up pulling away. But really good effort from Bluffton. But of course, now they turn attention to Mayriver, which has been a great rivalry over the years. May River has gotten better with them recently, but Bluffton is looking like the favorite. But May River, they showed what they could do with that Tanner Macy offense and the defense. We've seen how scrappy they can be. Certainly have had some bumps in the road, but they've got. They've got some guys that have grown up. The secondary's gotten a little better, but I like Bluffton's explosive offense a little bit more. And it's going to be a fun rivalry. I'm excited. We'll definitely dive in more, a little deeper as the week progresses into that one.
Absolutely.
But man, 1A is looking interesting now in Skeeza because you got Thomas Hayward who's on a roll right now. Patrick Hayden has come from behind win. They're still up there, and then you got. You got a couple other teams that could be interesting, but I do think Thomas Hayward looks the part. Obviously, it's going to be all about you keep Tulio Banner healthy and what can you do because he's the one-man show. Obviously, there's other guys who have been major contributors to that team, but it really all starts with the athleticism and the playmaking of Tony. Tony a quarterback now. It was Tony a touchdown last year. It's Tony a quarterback because he's been the guy. He's been the guy under center. He's been throwing it too. I saw those highlights. He's looked the part as a passer.
His passing has improved dramatically and quickly and steadily. Like he looks like a quarterback, and they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Like he's durable. There's not like guys in Skeeza who can hurt him. Like he's pretty durable. I think the only thing that limits him is the conditioning. If he could get to the conditioning necessary to play both sides of the ball, all the time and be the workhorse on offense, which is asking a lot. But if he could, they'd be unstoppable because he's a force when he can play on defense too. But he uses so much up on offense. But really, he's the straw that stirs the drink. But there's a whole bunch of ice cubes in there keeping it cold for him because they got guys stepping up all over the place and making plays.
How about in Skeeza in 3A, Wilson Hall losing to Florence Christian?
Yeah. So actually that brings up a good topic. I'm glad you mentioned that because I talked to Matt Smith yesterday. He stepped up and umpired the 10U field for me at Banana Ball. So shout out to him. Thank you very much, Matt Smith. You're my hero. But Matt was saying they hate that at Hilton Head Christian because the way they're reading the tea leaves now is if Pinewood wins out, they'll be the 1 seed. Wilson Hall having lost to Florence Christian, but Wilson Hall having beat Hilton Head Christian is going to slide Hilton Head Christian to the 4 seed, and they're going to have to go to Pinewood in the semi. So they hate that
because Florence Christian, Hilton Head Christian, they're tied, but
they don't play each other,
Hall,
right?
But they beat Wilson Hall, and normally tiebreakers for high school league, you start with number 1 team. Any of those teams beating the 1 team, the 2 teams. So Florence Christian deserves the 3 spot right now because they beat Wilson Hall. That's they legit earned it. But Hilton Head Christian Academy, it's gonna be a tough road. But I mean,
we still got 2 weeks. Like somebody can still lose.
Yep.
And that could shake it up. But the way they're reading it right now, if we were doing bracketology, they would be on the 4 line and have to go to Pinewood. So that is an interesting point that you brought up. And I do have the Owen Bayes touchdown pass or reception queued up. So let me pull that in because I'm guessing it's like Philly special. Like that would make sense, right? All right, let me go full screen here. Here we go.
Speaking of
it's Nate Ulmer who threw it. That's fun. Oh, let's see that again. That was fun. That was too far. First, we got a fumble recovery. We can watch all the highlights from this game. I had not seen them yet. Bluffton highlights. That
Nice
is.
tackle.
We're on their huddle.
Yeah.
Oh man, they probably should have blowed that one dead. He was stood up for a minute. And then here's the touchdown pass again. All right, so it's Ridgeway out of the Wildcat, flips it to Ulmer, passes
the
it
play
to
design.
Bays. That was fun.
Philly special-esque.
That was fun. I like that one a
Yes.
lot. That was way fun. All right, now we got Bays back where he belongs at QB, going deep. Oh, nice catch. I don't know who it is. Is that Carnell? Can't make out a number. Can't quite get a number on him. I'm leaning into my screen like, who is it? 9-yard touchdown pass.
Oh, good fade. Oh, the catch.
That
Beautiful
great
placement
catch.
from Owen Bays right there.
Beautiful.
Right in the corner.
That had to be Carnell because he had the other touchdown reception.
Yo, oh, we move.
Nice move.
Oh, breakaway speed.
Oh, got him down.
Really?
That's Ulmer, right? 11?
Yeah. Ulmer had a nice game.
Yeah, he did.
He had over 100 yards in that game.
Look at that, man. I mean, total yards are pretty even.
It was pretty,
They played them tough. They played them really
turnovers,
tough.
Bluffton, 2 picks, 2
Turnovers
fumbles.
killed them.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
That did it. That did it. But, yeah, that was a good effort. So I think Bluffton May River is really interesting. Really, really interesting. On the future guest news, we tried to get Jalen Sneed tonight, but it's midterms week at Notre Dame, and that's kind of like strenuous.
Yeah.
So he had a study table tonight, but he has already committed to join us next week. So hopefully
we love to see these students,
rolling.
Not just the athletes, but the student athletes, and especially at a premier institution like Notre Dame. He knows how important it is to maintain studious and get the job done in the classroom. So good stuff there from Jalen Sneed. That's what you love to see.
Yes, sir. So we will continue to track down swimming results and talk about that more on Thursday, as well as get you ready for week 9 of the high school football season and see who we can round up to talk with us as well. We'll see who's game to come on and chat. So one more thing to do, Wes, 2 more things to do, really. We first got to shout out our Lowco Booster Club. We got Prime IV Hydration and Wellness now open in Belfair Town Village. You can go sit in the massage chair and chat with my guy Max, or put in your headphones and take a nap, whatever, while you get your IV bag, and you'll be feeling better afterwards. And if you need to also get a little mechanical adjustment, go over to Rooted Living Wellness. I'll be heading over there tomorrow to see my guy Ambrose. Big win for Mizzou this week. Took down Kentucky. Let's go. And so Ambrose and I will get excited about that, and he'll make me feel better and crack me up because I'm Rice Krispian again. So go see Ambrose Cole at Rooted Living Wellness if you need a chiropractic adjustment. Then we got Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom and his team getting those floors clean, residential or commercial. They're looking for more commercial work in Beaufort. So you Beaufort people, hit them up. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Let them know that Lowco sent you and that you want them to get those floors so clean your feet will thank you. We also have Eagle Creations, one of the area's best kept secrets for promotional items, as well as business cards, printing needs. They've got apparel, they've got awards, everything you could need in a pinch right at their shop room over on Argent Boulevard. So go see Bill and Mandy. You can also get some gift baskets, get those holiday gifts together. And finally, the Court Lifestyle Pros, Low Country natives Daniel and Debbie Court, selling the Lowco lifestyle on HHI. They're involved in everything. And if you want to have that kind of lifestyle here in the Low Country, hit up the Court Lifestyle Pro. So those are our Lowco Booster Club sponsors. And Wes, teams of the week. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with, I normally don't go football, but Hampton County Hurricanes put on a legendary performance. 64-0 over a ranked team, over Woodland. A matchup which I expect to be back and forth, punch for punch, but the knockout was blown in the first quarter by these Hurricanes, by Zion Dobson, and an unrelenting offense, and then a defensive core that absolutely shut down, against Cam Pringle and a beastly offensive line. It was all Hurricanes, and Kayvon Chisholm had a tremendous game, and a bunch of others made their names known. Seegers was lights out defensively. It really was a complete performance from all 11 guys. And just the stats, the numbers tell the best story. Holding the Woodland Wolverines to -10 rushing yards on the night and 31 total yards. I mean, how often do you see that in a premier matchup against an offense coming in looking sharp and behind one of the best offensive linemen in the country in Cam Pringle, and they shut him
Dude,
down.
oh, they made him not show up. I mean, like he wasn't a factor at all. Like not at all. And that's not to denigrate him. That's to point out how dominant Hampton County was. Their defensive front just overwhelmed that offensive line for Woodland. They were all over them, and offensively they did whatever they wanted. I mean, whatever they wanted, and
Chris Terry,
and they did a lot of stuff.
Had a
They
great
did a lot of stuff.
man. Those play action, once you got Zion Dobson on the football, those play action fakes and those throws down the field, man. And then Bovain, the freshman, he is looking dominant.
He is electric, and Zaymone Lofties.
Yeah.
I posted something on Instagram today. It was a Maury Povich thing from Pablo Torres podcast, but Maury always took care to make sure he pronounced everyone's name right. And I was just pointing out that we want to take that same care. So if we're getting your name wrong, let us know. And Zaymone hit me in the DMs and said Zaymone and gave me the pronouncer. So we're going to get it right every time. But Zaymone and Bovain opposite each other is a lethal weapon, dude. Like one of them is going to get loose. And when you hit that play action, it's off to the races, and they suck you in with Zion, and then they hit that play action, and it's tough. I think they're better in Oceanside. I truly do. We'll see. Hopefully, I hope we get to see it because I think they are. And then it's just them and Gray, and let's see what happens. One time for all the marbles, and oh God, I want to be in Orangeburg for that one so bad, bad. Nothing I want more this year. Whale Branch, though, I want them there too. I want Whale Branch and Hampton.
So that's all you want for Christmas this year.
That is all I want. And then I want a full slate for skis a day. I don't have a team of the week. I'm coming up short here because again I was digging out today doing my Lowco lights. But you know what? I'll stick with football too because I'll go. No, I won't. I'll go Hilton Head Prep Girls Tennis.
There you go.
Hilton Head Prep Girls Tennis, state champs. That's the move. Almost forgot about them because it's such a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
It seems like that they're going to take care of business. What was the final on that one?
I didn't get a final, but
I don't think I did either.
But they were in a league of their own, just like golf was. Those Olympic sports. Man.
Also, you know what? I'll give some love to Hilton Head Prep Swimming as well. Because I just found their swimming results and they had a bunch of state champs. So we're going to shout them out. 5 gold medals for Hilton Head Prep. Mark Lafayette took 2 in the 200 free and the 500 free. Samantha Fenstermaker, she's a beast. She took the 50 free and the 100 free. And then also Izzy Lozada in the 100 breast. The breast is hard. I have respect for the breast and fly.
Oh man.
That's hard stuff. But great showing by Hilton Head Prep all weekend. Girls tennis, state champs. I don't know. Oh, they played both back to back.
Wow.
They didn't wait and play the second one. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any more details there, but they took the trophy. We'll get them on the screen here. So we can love on them a little bit because they deserve it. Even though no one can match them, that's not their fault. It's not their fault. They dominate everyone. There they are with their beautiful trophy and their medals. Remember, they split the squad a few times this year and won 2 matches on the same day against pretty quality opponents. So that's the level of talent and depth of talent we're talking about there. So shout out to Clint. Clint gets another ring. He can throw the old one in the box and move on to the new one. That dude, he runs a great program. He keeps them loose and gets them to play for each other despite it being an individual sport. So cool thing. All right, Wes. Well, I suppose that will do it for another one. We went a little over, but not too bad. We had a great talk with Dwight. It was amazing
And then Cal.
to talk with Cal and Tommy again. And
just
thanks again.
wrapping up, going back to the top to finish it off. I mean, what a special day on Sunday. I mean, that was just so much fun. Obviously, the biggest part of it all is supporting Cal and getting the, having those raffles and to help fundraise and support his efforts, because that kid, man, is so fun to talk to, and just the happiness and the excitement that did for him and his family. There's nothing like supporting one of our own, because that's we're one Lowco, and we come together to support our individuals in need, and do it through baseball, to do it through his passion, his love. Watching banana ball makes it even better.
Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. And everybody leaned into the spirit of the thing. That was my most favorite part, was that everybody who came out understood the assignment, whether it was it was just come out, have a good time, spend some money, because it's all going to a good cause. And it was so great. Givers gain. And, when everybody shows up to give for one in need, when it's your turn to be in need, they'll show up to give for you too. So it was an awesome thing, our community pulling together. And I appreciate everyone who came out. So many people volunteered their time, including you and Matt Smith, and the coaches were umping each other's games, to help out, because we had some kids helping, but it was a long day. They were running out of steam, so we had to get some coaches out there and stuff. But shout out especially to Jeremiah Young and the Coastal Crusaders organization. He's doing it right over in Beaufort. And they brought all three of their teams. Cal played with their organization for a little while, so they brought all three of their teams and played in all three divisions and really leaned into it. And we had just a great time communing over baseball and our shared love of it, and just being together and celebrating.
And seeing the Tide coming over from Georgia. Man, those coaches,
the Tide were awesome. They had the girls. They had the moms coaching and with the fake mustaches pasted on, and the dads were sitting in the chairs behind home plate, hooting and hollering and yelling at the coaches. And man, they were hilarious. They were fantastic. We're doing it again for sure. We'll do it bigger and better too. I got Patrick Henry signed up for the Lowco preseason banana ball challenge. We just waiting for some opponents. Patrick Henry will play you. We'll bring the banana suit to the farm. So you let me know if you want in. We're going to do a benefit tournament and do a preseason banana ball tournament with the high school kids. I know.
They'd love it too.
They'll be all in on it, man.
That would be amazing.
Nate Corley already said he'll be catching in a banana suit, so we're all in on that. It's happening, and he watches this, so it's on the record now.
Yep.
All right, Wes. Well, great show tonight. Enjoyed it. It's always fun. Thanks so much to Cal and Tommy for coming on, and to everybody who came out or volunteered their time. It was just amazing and made my heart happy. And thanks to Dwight. It was fun to get him in the studio. Great guy, a lot of experience and knowledge, and trying to help push kids in the right direction, which is what we love to see. All of us pulling the rope in the same direction, helping the kids get to the top of the mountain. So, all right, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks so much to our sponsors. Thanks to our guests. Thanks to everyone who joined us. For Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.